research methodologies, and we started up with quantitative methodology. So what is this quantitative methodology? I'll give a I'll give everything, all that was done yesterday in a capsule so that you just revise it. So step one is, when it comes to quantitative analysis, as the name says, you give a lot of importance to the numerical data, to the quantity. And here, the first step we do is we prepare a questionnaire with lots of choices. Number two is you prepare a Google form, you create a link and it gets circulated. You get the responses. Number three is you extract the response sheet and you study the percentage. So this is all about the quantitative methodology. Coming up to the qualitative methodology, you follow the very same procedure, after which you make a non-structured interview with the respondents who have really suffered and who are also ready for an open talk. For open talk, we do it. Okay? Yes? Fine. So after which you play the recordings many times and you come to a conclusion. Whatever observations or inference that you make is qualitative analysis. I gave up one another word for qualitative analysis. What is it? So qualitative analysis is otherwise called phenomenology. So what is this phenomenology? Phenomenology is it is the lived experiences. It is about the lived experiences. So why it is gaining lot of momentum in today's research, in today's research? What is the reason behind? What is the reason?
Thank you.
So your talk is, your non-structured interview is more of a psychotherapy. It is an emotional vent, or in other words, it is what should I say? It is catharsis, as we told. Okay, you purge and you cleanse. Your emotions are cleansed, and that's how you proceed with the phenomenological analysis. And third is mixed methods approach. Mixed methods approaches is you combine both these analysis and you do it together. So as we have seen, there is no extra effort for any of the efforts or for any of the analysis or the methodologies. Both are the same. Both are the same. So this is what we dealt with yesterday. And today we'll be dealing with approaches, the different approaches that are available. So first I'll start up with a descriptive research, descriptive approach. So what is this descriptive research? Any idea? Anyone is doing a descriptive research on an approach? So I can see one person raising the hand for descriptive analysis. Michelle, yes?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask if you can give us an example by which we can see how qualitative and quantitative, how qualitative can become quantitative, and then how we can use the mixed method. If an example can be given, it will become easier for us.
No, I think like when I gave a lecture yesterday, I gave you an example as well. I told you many topics, no? Housewives, child sexual abuse.
No. My point is, how do you, how can you transform a qualitative analysis into numerals, into numerical values which can be analyzed under quantitative? Yeah, to use the mixed methodology.
Is your question complete?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
See, when you make a questionnaire, you're getting responses in your Excel sheet. So what is there to convert? You are going to decide if it is a qualitative or a quantitative methodology. There is nothing to convert and all. That's what I
Ma'am,
told you.
suppose I have to make a pie chart or a diagram. Can I use the qualitative analysis for that?
Yes, you can use the data representation. It's your choice. You can use a pie chart. You can use a bar graph. It's your choice.
Okay, thank you.
And yeah, so we will start up with descriptive methodology. What is this descriptive methodology? Descriptive is, so this descriptive methodology is you describe characteristics of a phenomena. So I take a phenomena, or I take a population, or I take a situation, and I describe its characteristic features. Okay, this kind of a description is called a descriptive approach or a descriptive research. So what are the methods that I can use here? I can use observations, I can use case studies, or I can even make a survey. So one fine example that I can give for a descriptive research is documenting the demographic profile of a city. Okay. For example, I take a very small city like Dindigul, Madurai, Salem, Trichy. So when I start working on a particular area in the city is, though we call it small, it's large. Okay. So I focus on a particular area in the city, and I make a demographic profile and I document it, I record it. This will naturally turn out to be a descriptive research, which involves surveys. So when it comes to study of a city, that do a demographic profile of a city, I naturally will document my source with surveys. This is called descriptive research. Descriptive research. The second research is exploratory research. So what is this exploratory research? I explore a problem or a phenomena to gain insights and lay groundwork for further research. So I explore a problem, or an issue or a phenomena, so that I gain an in-depth insight and I lay groundwork for further research. So the methods that I can adopt are literature review. I can focus on groups, or it can be even a pilot study. So one such example for exploratory research is I investigate consumer perceptions of a new product idea. Investigating consumer perceptions, okay, their ideas, their feedback for new product idea that has been just then released in a business or a market. Okay, this is how I explore. I find something very new. So are these two approaches clear now? Descriptive and exploratory? Third is explanatory. So what is this explanatory research? What is explanatory research?
Ma'am, please give an example of exploratory research.
Give an example for
Exploratory research.
exploratory. I gave you just now.
I missed that, ma'am.
Exploratory is I investigate. So just imagine a new product has been released in the market, okay, or in any of the business that I'm running. So I have to know how the products have reached the consumers, the customers, and what is their feedback about it. So say I supply a questionnaire, or I focus on a particular group of people. For example, if I'm selling a washing soap, okay, a soap for washing your clothes, and it is brand new, and that is my business, or that is my market. So naturally, my focus group will be women, or naturally housewives. So I will focus on that group of people, or I will even send a questionnaire to them and ask about their feedback regarding this product. How do you like the soap? How do you think it's very different from the other soaps, from the previous soap that you used? Fine. So that kind of an exploration or kind of investigation, in other words, is called exploratory research. Third is explanatory research. What is this explanatory research? So here, the goal is to establish causal relationships between variables. I establish relationship between variables and I explain it. I not only establish, but I also explain it. So goal is I establish causal relationships between variables. So what are the methods that I use? Studies and regression analysis. Example, analyzing how a training program it impacts the employee performance. For example, you can see we have this FDPs being conducted in a college and university, the faculty development program, or it can be even a training program. They call it as faculty induction program. So it creates a lot of impact. So why this? What's the purpose of these FDPs being conducted for us? Is they strongly believe that there would be a difference in us. It would change our method of teaching, our dealing with the students, and our performance, the way we work on our self-growth, progress. Okay, so these are the things. So this is called an explanatory research when an analysis is made on all these. The next type is action research. Action research or action approach is the goal is you solve practical problems through iterative. Iterative is repetitive cycles of planning, action, and reflection. So the methods that I can use here are collaborative methods involving participants and researchers. Okay, and one example that I can give you is implementing and evaluating a new teaching strategy in classrooms. For example, I design a new teaching method. So once I implement this method, so I must definitely know as to how much it reaches the students. Are students really liking the method? Are they really working towards it? All these things come into action. Okay. Action research. This is and in one of the previous sessions, I think on day 1 or day 2, I remember telling you about the current scenario that happens on all mornings between 7:30 to 8:30 in front of EH University. You remember that? Yes. So when I'm going to sketch out a plan for such a problem, so it's a day-to-day problem, okay? The whole university faces. So when I sketch out a problem for this, it becomes action research. It becomes action research. So when I sort out a solution for this, for example, I say like we can create lanes for each vehicle. So maybe lanes for car, lanes for the university bus, lanes for two-wheelers. Let students have a different parking. So when all these are designed, my first step is planning. Under action research, I plan. Then I will be just like how you do a rough draft and fair draft while writing, I'll be implementing it. I'll be practically doing it. So I come under action. So I'll see how this works out for a week. This plan works out for a week. Now, when this is being implemented for almost 1 week, there are many chances that I will be able to highlight the problems that come under this planning. So that's when reflection comes. So once again, I have to revise the plan. Once again, I plan, and once again, the action comes, and then the reflection. So I hope you're able to understand now. This is called action research. Number 5. Yes.
So explanation research means like it is any research that is related to analysis or comparison of variables will be explanatory research. Explanation research.
Any two concepts you take up, okay, and you try to relate it. You establish a contact, you establish a relationship, and you also justify why you're doing that explanation. That's called explanatory research.
Okay, so this can involve the interpretations of 2-3 variables also.
Yes, you can do.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Interpretation will naturally turn out to be your finding. So interpretation is included.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next is historical research. The next type of research is historical research. So what is this historical research? The goal here is you understand the past events and their impact on the present. So when I make a historical research, for example, how many of you are aware of the Kerala author Jayashree Misra? She's an Indian writer, Indian women writer. You're aware? Can any of you say any of the novels that she has written, if you know her? Okay. She's someone new to you. Actually, Jayashree, yeah, right, daughter of Ancient Promises. Her third novel, it was titled Rani. So this was focusing on the Queen Rani Lakshmi Bai. Okay, the Queen of Jhansi. So we all know her, right? Yes. So she made, maybe she visited the primary sources, secondary sources, and she got that inclination to draft a novel, a historical novel, naturally, on this Queen of Jhansi. And this novel, it runs to almost 350 pages. So what's the story of Rani? So she says that Rani was, she was born to average parents. And anyone know as to at what age she got married? She was married very, very young. She was married very, very young. I guess it is at 11. At 11 years, she was married to the King of Jhansi. King of Jhansi. And another sad part that we have to know is Queen of Jhansi, she was married to a man who was almost the age or even older than her own father. Okay, almost the age of a grandfather. So that was even worse. However, when she entered her new house and when she was able to realize that she has been married to a very high caliber house, okay, a high caliber profiled, and she is the queen of Jhansi. She changes her mind. She tries to improve her mettle. She learns many new things. She learns horse riding, okay, all the things, the intricacies of a kingdom, everything she starts learning. She fights. So all these pictures come up. Now, when Jayashree Misra had written this novel Rani, she already knew that, we all know that she must have done the groundwork before drafting a novel. Now, when I'm making, say, I'm going to apply theories like historicism. Yes, historicism, and many theories have come up after historicism. If I'm going to apply any of these theories, now my groundwork will be even more deep and vast. Will be even more deep and vast. That we have to remember. Okay, the Queen of Jhansi. Yes. So historical research is, I understand the past events and its impact on the present. So how it is useful or what impact it is creating on the present society. Yes. So this can be done. How I do it? I analyze the primary and secondary sources, the documents, its artifacts, everything. And one example, already one example I have given you is Jayashree Misra's novel Rani. The other example is you study the evolution of healthcare policies. We have many healthcare policies now coming up. So what's their inception? What's their origin? You can make a study. Okay. And last of the researches and approaches is correlational research. Correlational research. So what is the goal of this correlational research? Correlation, as the name goes, is I identify the relationships between variables. One second. So identify relationships between variables without implying the causation. So without throwing light on its effects, on its impact, on its reasons, on its causes. Yes. So identify. I'm not establishing a relationship as we do in the previous researches, but I'm identifying such relationships are already there. They are existing. I identify such relationships between the variables. So methods: statistical analysis of observational data. Statistical analysis of observational data. So example is, you examine the relationship between screen time and academic performance. So this, we all know that there is a relationship between these two. So we ourselves know when students like in my age, like in my when I was doing my schooling, what my parents usually said is, when you come to 10th standard, 12th standard, we will cut the cable connection. This is something very an obviously said statement by all parents. No more Netflix. Now it is like we have Netflix and all those things coming up. Amazon Prime, many things have come. So they say we will cut it off. You won't have any connection. We won't subscribe. This is something, a known fact. This relationship is existing for a long time since we remember. Yes. So how you're going to examine, your job is, you're identifying that relationship between the screen time, okay, whatever the students or your children see on the screen, be it cartoon, be it a movie, be it cricket, whatever it is, and how it's creating an impact on their academics. So there are many rules we do. As we are parents, and we also always have certain rules that we follow at our home, especially when it comes to screen time for our kids. Yes, we do that. For example, if it's for me, if it's a regular working month for all of us, the rule that I have is from Monday to Friday, that is on weekdays, my kids are not given any screen time. We don't actually switch on the TV at all. The TV is there, it's there, that's all. No one watches the TV, including me. And my husband, he comes only at 9:30 at night. So he has his dinner, he goes to sleep. There is no habit of watching TV or anything of the sort during the weekdays. On weekends, especially, that is Friday evening, it will begin. Friday evening, we either choose to see a movie on Netflix or together as a family, or Saturday, Sunday, we watch a movie. Or it could be cricket, and there too we have certain restrictions. Okay, so this, if it is like, if I'm allowing them to watch a movie or watch their TV every day on their normal working days, how this will work? What will be the impact on their academics? Will they study? Will they do their homework? All these is a big question. So these are the different approaches. So what I told you yesterday, they are all methodologies. So what I'm saying now, they are all approaches. These are all different approaches that you can apply in your research. Now, if you have any doubts regarding these 6 approaches that I taught you today, you can ask me. So the forum is open for questioning.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Tell me, ma'am.
Ma'am, I am a research scholar. I've just finished my first sem coursework. I am from the Department of Textiles, and I have chosen a subject where I'll be doing comparative study, that is interpretation of cotton and blended yarns and fabrics and their effects on environment, like especially the textile dumping. So explanation approach and correlated approach, these two as the way you explained, because I'll be studying the different blends of cotton with polyester, cotton with wool, cotton with acrylic fabrics, and their analysis I'll be taking, and we will be seeing how exactly they are affecting the environment, textile dumping. So is these two methods applicable for me to approach as per your explanation?
And there is also something called comparative study. So as I told you, you can choose explanatory research, you can choose correlational research, but also do an in-depth study on how you can conduct a comparative study, because you're saying many materials that are involved in your textiles. Yes, you say wool,
Yes,
cotton, many things are coming up. So in addition to
Yeah.
explanatory and correlational, you also try out comparative study. Like we have comparative literature when it comes to English, Tamil. For example,
Yes.
I can make a comparison between Shakespeare and Milton. I can make a comparison between Keats, John Keats, and the Tamil poet Kannadasan. Okay,
Yes.
so I can easily compare. So you have to check in on the tools that you have to use while making this comparison. Yes.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am,
I have a few questions posted in the chat box. I'll answer them first and get back.
okay, ma'am.
Historical research, it is mandatory to do the groundwork. Yes, you have to do. No, it is good you do the groundwork, because when you analyze the data sources or continue with your research, you will have lots of citations. But when you're questioned in your viva, you will be caught. So you do the groundwork. Okay, let things be reliable and genuine. Differentiate. Explanatory, as I told you, you are establishing that relationship. Correlational, the relationship is there, you are identifying it. You're identifying it, you're labeling it. That's the difference. Suitable for mathematics. Mathematics, I think it's correlational. The relationships are already existing. You're labeling it. Okay, that's my understanding of mathematics, but you have to do it on your own. Yes, others?
Ma'am, I belong to SSL Vellore campus. I'm doing my research in social work in the first semester, ma'am. So I'm planning to do on social media addiction. Especially, I like to see how social media addiction and family functioning are connected. So it will be an exploratory research or a correlational research, ma'am. Ma'am, you're not audible. You're muted, ma'am. Ma'am, you're muted.
As a budding researcher, what do you think it's applicable? What do you think you can apply?
I want to do correlational research. Similarly, I want to see the lived experiences of people who
As you have
are
just now started the research, my suggestion is you work on both.
okay.
You work
ma'am.
on both. Yeah. You somewhere in the middle, you will be able to identify, or you will have yourself a research blend or an inclination towards particular research, particular approach. So choose that.
Okay. ma'am.
Ma'am, can you provide us your mail ID in case we have any further questions to ask, like any abstract corrections or literature review regarding questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Posted, you can contact me anytime.